Hi, and welcome to Settle Carlisle 68. I'm Gary, and you join me in my railway room come office, and just wanted to share with you updates on the layout that you see behind me, Westmorland, which is an N-gauge layout based upon the Settle and Carlisle line, and that's around the era of 1948 to 1968. So predominantly steam and some diesel locomotives and so forth at the end there. But I will be predominantly modelling the steam locomotive era. So yeah, the idea of tonight's video is to run through the design of the layout. I put out a video about 2 weeks ago, which is a 1-minute introduction video, and I'd like to thank the people who have subscribed already to the channel, and hopefully you'll enjoy tonight's video. So without further ado, we shall move over to the layout and run through the design. Okay, so this is the layout. So as you can see, it's I would say it's sort of a medium-sized layout. It's 8'6" long and 2'6" at this end and 3'6" widening out to the other end. And the name of the layout is Westmorland, and that's really the area around the Settled Carlisle line that I've chosen to model, and that really takes in the various stations and so forth in that area. The most prominent one is Kirby Stephen, and that's what sort of the station is that I've based Westmorland on. By no means is the layout prototypical, but I've tried to take elements of the Settled Carlisle line and incorporate them into the layout. So going back to the design, so this is the design that I came up with on SCARM, and so that's the computer software. I just use the free trial version, and I took the sizes that are available in the room and tried to incorporate all of the things on my wish list. So I wanted the station, goods shed, engine shed, obviously sidings. Also wanted to include some industry on there, so there was the quarry, and also wanted to put in there a couple of tunnels and viaduct. So all key elements of the Settle to Carlisle line. In terms of the layout itself, as you can see, it's a twin oval type layout, which is what I wanted, so I can have constant running of a couple of trains in obviously opposite directions. And the design really wanted to include trains that had 5 to 6 coaches and a loco, and all of the sidings pretty much will accommodate a loco and 8 wagons. So that was all part of my design remit when I was pulling it together. So just running you through the layout itself. At the far end we've got the tunnel, so this acts as the scenic break, and the tunnel itself has got a removable top, which is a plywood top, and then I've just started the scenics on that with obviously polystyrene. Going to include some dry stone walls on there, and also the yellow bits that you see there are insulation, which I'm going to paint and weather up as per the rock that I've done or started so far. So that's probably going to be the next job. I want to get the scenic started and give them a try. So I'm going to get all that mod rocked up, rocks painted, and then get the scenics on there. So I could well do a video on that. I think that would make a good video. So then we move on to the viaduct area. Just showing there the way that's the conventional way, so I use the weigh gauge and the track setter to keep the track straight when I was constructing the track. But yeah, going to the viaduct, the viaduct is a Metcalfe kit, and the plan here is to have a river or stream running through here, or actually through here, because I've actually made it so there is some depth there to put some water in. And I decided to include this sort of limestone rock behind the viaduct and sort of a valley. So I'm going to be probably obviously putting scenics in here with trees and so forth to make it look like a really plush area with scenics and so forth. And then over from the back of the rocks, which leads sort of nicely into, we've got the quarry. So there's the quarry building there. So we've got a couple of tracks leading into the quarry building. That's a kit that I've obviously got to build yet, and looking forward to building that and weathering that up. We've got another storage lane there, and then we've got the tunnel exits with a couple of points. Okay, so moving along the track, we've then got the area where I'm going to have some workers' cottages. So these will be Metcalfe kits. So still yet to build those. And then, as you see where that excavation has taken place, I only decided yesterday to take out the hill that was there, and I'm going to put in a coaching house. So need a public house to provide all of the workers with some liquid refreshment. We then come on to further siding. Again, I've made that long enough to accept a train and of 8 wagons or so. And then we come on to Westmorland station. So signal box, so that needs some weathering. All of these platforms at the moment are just there to signify where the platforms are going to go. Not decided really yet how I'm going to produce the platforms, thinking of using a 9mm MDF, just cutting it to shape, and then fronting the platforms with Metcalfe cardboard brick as per the other buildings. Not really sure on that yet, but that's going to be probably one of the early tasks. Then we move into the goods yard. So we've got the Metcalfe goods shed. As I said, this will take a train of 8 wagons, and then there's a further 2 lines there for goods traffic. And then we have an engine shed, double engine shed, so that'll be another Metcalfe kit with the workshop. We've got some Pico retaining wall, and then you see where the track rubber is. I'm going to have a water tower and probably coaling stage there, and then the road obviously takes that back to the bridge. So in terms of just over the embankment, so I've tried to make the layout split in two, so the embankment in a way hides the other half of the layout, but I've sort of copied or tried to replicate what they actually do on the Settle and Carlisle line. So this is the just prior to the entrance to Bleed Tunnel, if you know the Settle to Carlisle line. So they've actually got the two main lines running here, and then a pair of points leading off to sidings where they store the freight freight trains for when the express trains come through. So I've tried to copy that, so to speak. So we've got the signal box and then those lines with a pair of points there. So it means they can cross lines if they want to go into the quarry. Okay, so started, that was one of the first things I tried with the insulation foam, was to produce some rock type effect, because I'm very limited on room what I can put there next to the back seat. So basically just cut and shaped the insulation foam, painted it grey, and then weathered up with some weathering powders. So I think once I get the scenics on top there, that should look quite good. And then we go round to the other tunnel entrance. This far tunnel, not too happy with that at the moment. That was the first bit of scenics that I did. Looks more like Mount Doom. Too high, I think, and too rugged. Thinking of probably chopping that down and making it somewhat flatter, like the opposing end of the layout. And then this was my first attempt at doing some sort of rock faces, but no weathering has took place on those yet. And then Pico retaining walls, so they need to be painted up and weathered. I was going to do rock face here, but I think it'll look too much, so I just painted that over, and that'll get a good dose of scenics on that. Then we move right to the far end of the layout. So there's the other tunnel mouth, and then we have this quite steep cutting, again with more retaining walls and more stone and rock here, which will be weathered up, and then under the Metcalfe bridge, and then back to the station. So we've got where the station master's house could be, another Metcalfe kit, and then back to the Westmorland station, and the waiting room on the opposing line. Not sure whether or not to use a footbridge or just have the crossovers at the platform ends. And then finally we've got a bay here, and I'm planning to have cattle dock, but also you should be able to put a branch line engine in here with a couple of coaches on. And then back again over to the goods yard. So we're going to have a platform, unloading platform with a crane, obviously the Metcalfe goods shed, and then a way bridge here. So that really concludes what I plan to do with the layout. Think I'm going to do a few videos as I develop the layout, and I think the first one, as I said, will probably be the far tunnel top, so I'll do that as a scenic type video. Okay, so just thought I'd finish off with a bit of running. I'd just like to say thank you for watching the video, and hopefully you will subscribe to see more, and yeah, see you next time on the Settle Carlisle 68 channel. Thanks again, bye.